Alright, so I went to our little local market, which here in Oakhurst, which is in Decatur, Georgia, we have this really nice little fresh market. You know, it's local market stuff. You know, they get, I think all the food there is from local farmers and ranchers and stuff like that. Anyways, I was going to get some bison, but they didn't have any, so I got me a filet mignon. There got to be a better way than this. Very nice. Or tenderloin, whatever, beef. So here it is, and normally, I don't know, I guess probably about 60% of the time whenever I cook steak, I cook it in cast iron. I do think that that is the best way to do it, because you put some butter in there, and you get that fat, and you scoop it up, and you ladle it over the steaks. But grilling is excellent as well. And of course, it's a lot of people's favorite way. But anyways, back to the steak. All right, sometimes I ramble. To start off with, the first thing that you should do whenever you're trying to grill a good steak is have good steak. Now, a lot of you guys go to Walmart, or Kroger and Publix, you know, they're not that bad or anything. And there's nothing wrong with Walmart. Other than you can't actually expect to have fine steak there. Tell me all you want, I don't care. You can put up comments, say I'm stupid or something, you know. I don't care. But Walmart just doesn't sell top quality beef. So if that's all you got, that's what you got. You know, and you can still make a good steak. But the best thing and the easiest way to ensure that you're getting a good steak in your mouth is to buy a good steak. And that's going to come from your butchers, your local shops where you have local beef, bison, whatever you got. So good steak, high quality steak. And this right here, this was, I trust the shop, but the price doesn't mean a whole lot to me, because I trust my shop. I know where they get their beef and everything is good. But this was about, I think it was $22 a pound. So it's expensive. And that's why a lot of you guys, I'm sure, stick with Walmart, you know? But anyways, 2 seasonings are required to make delicious steak. If you add more than this, you're probably taking away from rather than adding to. However, to each his own, right? So a little bit of salt and pepper. You get it on there. And it looked like I put a lot on there, but I didn't. There's just not a lot of salt left in that shaker. Pat it in. If you don't do this, I'm telling you, it's the difference between going, man, that's a good steak. That's really good. And going, oh my gosh, that's delicious. Those flavors just pop. But anyways, you do this right here, and you leave it set. And you want it to, if it's not already at room temperature, you want it to get to room temperature. So a minimum of 15 minutes. But you know, let it set for about 30 minutes, just like this. Let that pepper and salt really soak in. And then you can't forget this. This is Bodie's little secret here. Get you a big bowl, something you got that's big enough to go over the top of it. Mine happens to be big enough to go over the plate and everything. And that right there allows it to ruminate and really, really soak in its own smells, as well as the flavoring of the salt and the pepper. I'm just kidding. We got a new kitty cat, and I don't want her to jump up here and lick it in the half hour or so that it's sitting here. So we'll leave that set for a half an hour and come back. 15 minutes after you've salted it and let it sit there, go out, fire up your grill. Now, I'm going to turn on all of my burners. All right, this grill, I've got 4 burners. So, all 4 of them are going to be on. And the reason why you do it 15 minutes after you've already prepped the steak with salt and pepper and it's sitting there getting up to room temperature is so that this thing gets hot as Hell's Kitchen. All right, you want to get this thing up 500 degrees or as hot as yours will go, pretty much. You really want that heat, all right, because as soon as we put the steaks on there, they're really going to sear with all that heat. So about 15 minutes in advance, fire up your grill, get it nice and hot. Oh, and just some vegetables from our little garden. Small garden this year, and low yield. Plus, it's early in the season. So, but it's just me and Irene, and that's plenty. Got some eggplant, some banana peppers, and some beans, green beans. So, going to throw them on there as well. Have a little sustenance in the vegetable variety. Okay, now I am back in action. My grill is reading 550 degrees, really hot. Honestly, it's probably a little bit too hot, but you know, you just vary your time. Okay, now these steaks are about 3/4 of an inch thick, right, which is pretty typical of an actual steak, right? But if you're thinner, you're going to want to adjust your time. That's going to cook a lot faster. If you're thicker, you know, maybe a little bit more time. So, but anyways, here we go. We're going to open it up, throw in our vegetables up top. Now, I want this next part to be in real time because I want you guys to see that it does not take long to do this. So, to kill time now, bear with the vibrations and make sure we're still recording. Alright, we are still recording. So, I figure I'll go on a little walk, show you guys what's been going on. I know it's been a while since I've been posting and stuff. You know, I got a job. I'm a little busy nowadays and stuff. So, the backyard is a total wreck. Remember the big tree that fell down and busted up my my rabbit hut, which is no longer there. Now we just have the chicken hut. There was the tree. Irene dug this pond, and let me tell you, she is the diggingest woman I've ever seen. She dug it all by hand, and it's deep too. It's about knee height, really. So, but I got a little project that I'm real happy about. You remember what my lower 40, as we call it, used to look like? If you don't, well, here's some footage of it. But anyways, I've been working real hard to clean it up down here, make it nice, and I have built the Shedio. Now, it's not quite finished, right? It is going to be my little studio where I can do some photography and everything. Up there, I'm going to have some cedar shakes. And this is it inside. But we're at 1 minute and 46 seconds, which means I got to get my little ass, well, at this age, kind of big ass, back up there and flip it at 2 minutes. Oh, isn't YouTube great? So, 2:07. Heat is off. Now, with my steaks and the temperatures that I was actually cooking it at, oh, I'm out of shape, I know, breathing heavy. Anyways, with them being about 3/4 of an inch thick, starting off with about 550 degrees, we want to do about 2 minutes on one side, then flip them, turn the heat off, 1 minute on the other. Boom, there's your 3 minutes. shit. Oh no. There was raw meat on that plate. I don't want to do that. Now, if you've timed everything just right, then your tater is going to be coming right out of the microwave or however you cook it. The vegetables will have had just a little bit of time to stay on the grill while your steak was allowed to sit for a couple minutes. And oh, look at that. That is a perfect medium rare, and it is going to be delicious. I just know it. We leave it about 3 or 4 minutes to sit. That'll do.
Thanks for dinner, babe.
You're welcome.